Hi Libra, this is going to be the daily download for April 9th. Good for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus of Libra. Please keep in mind it's a general message, so it's not going to resonate with all of you. You guys, I know I'm like a day or two behind schedule for love messages. I've actually pulled out love messages for you guys. I tried 3 times. They were all absolutely horrible. I am not going to deliver those messages. I was like, literally just getting the cards on the table just really brought me down to the point where I couldn't even deliver them. So I'm sorry that I don't have a new relationship message out for you guys. All I'll say is it looked like some of you were just still healing from something and feeling really hurt. I picked up on a lot of past energy, and I'm just not going to cater to past energy. I'd rather use my gifts for the present moment and the future. So I'm sorry, I just couldn't deliver those messages. So I did get a daily download for you guys that seems somewhat different, and I will do love messages in a day or two when I feel like I have the strength to deliver the message and I get something just a little bit more positive, because it was tough. So thanks for letting me tell you guys about that. Looks like, and they just wanted me to use oracle cards. They just kept asking me to pick up oracle decks. So they said it would tell the story. So it looks like you guys are going back and forth on doing something, possibly with friends, or going to maybe some kind of an event. And you're going back and forth because you're freaked out about it. What came out of the Quantum Oracle is planning and action, back and forth, friends and colleagues. Your main challenge out of this deck is fear. So you're trying to plan something and you're trying to take action, but you keep going back and forth. It looks like it's with friends and colleagues. And the issue is fear. You are afraid. And I said, okay, tell me more. Second oracle deck, I have envy, hostilities, and the sun. Challenge out of this deck is anxiety. So lots of fear, lots of anxiety. When I read like this, I read them across and then down. From the Zodiac, I have the 5th house, Gemini, and the 3rd house, the challenge is Vesta. The 5th house is, I like how they put it in this deck, where you have fun. It could involve romance, but it doesn't necessarily have to involve romance. It's like where you have fun, romance, and create things that you're proud of. So I think that you were planning on taking some action of some kind. It might have had to do with something that you thought would be really fun and creative and that you could be proud of. But there's this envy. You might be somewhat envious. I think that you find out that someone did something before you had a chance to do it, or I kept hearing like booking a room, or like you find out someone made a plan and beat you to something. It could have been something that you didn't realize that person was going to be involved in, and you're kind of envious. Like, man, that was my idea, or now I don't know if I want to do this or not. I'm afraid. I do think you're tired of living in envy of the way others are living their life. Or there could have just been envy and jealousy between the two of you. Someone else could be envious of you. So you're going back and forth because you're afraid there's going to be hostilities. Gemini coming out. A Gemini could be involved. Doesn't have to be a Gemini but Gemini is about the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, informative, and a stimulating exchange is possible. If you look at it, they're at this really cool place. I can't tell if it's like a bar or a crystal shop or a coffee shop. So it's somewhere where there could be a stimulating exchange could be possible, and lively and witty and fun and informative. Maybe a talk or a seminar of some kind, a group event, friends and colleagues. You're going back and forth because you're worried about hostilities. But this is something you could do that would be fun, and a stimulating exchange would otherwise be possible. With friends and colleagues and the sun, Leo energy here. This could be about a son. You could have a son with this person. Oh, I just heard, something about with a kid about going to like an event at the school and your ex and his new chick will be there or something, and you have a son together. That's very specific though. But it looks like it will bring a lot of clarity and happiness. You do feel positive about it to some extent. The third house is your potential to learn something new and or in your local neighborhood. So these are all cards that talk about creating things you're proud of, having a fun exchange, teaching and learning information, doing something out in public, friends and colleagues, making a plan, doing something here. A challenge out of the solar deck is Vesta, the goddess within, your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. So whatever this is about, some of you, I think, are afraid of running into someone or some of you are trying to overcome social anxiety about something, fear of doing something here. You're worried about hostilities. Maybe you're worried about being triggered. Maybe you're worried that someone will think you're envious of them when you're not, because you seem so anxious and afraid. These are the main challenges here, is that you're fearful, you're anxious, and in dealing with this situation, you will need to embody the energy of Vesta. And that's your sacred spiritual center. You're going to have to be like the high priestess or the hermit, very quiet, very reserved, like the card of strength as well. You will have to have very quiet dignity, where I think you would otherwise be your typical Libra self. I mean, we're air signs. We're great at communication. You want to deliver and receive information. You want to be lively and witty and communicative and mischievous, and you want the stimulating exchange because it looks like it's something in your community or it has to do with a creative thing. I just heard poetry jam at a coffee shop, something like that. But you're just going back and forth because you're too worried. So this is like, I think, the main piece of advice. Definitely address the anxiety and the fear. Get to the bottom of what you're afraid of and why. Is there anything you can do to alleviate it? If you go or deal with this, you will have to be incredibly graceful, poised, act like a gentleman or a lady, or whatever you identify as. It does not matter. You will have to be Vesta. I wanted to know what the angels had to say about it. And they said, it's up to you. I'm like, we want your advice. I asked the archangels, for crying out loud. Well, the archangels say, it's up to you. There's no need to worry. Just trust. Just trust. So I was like, okay, thank you, angels. So your guides are basically saying, look, it's really up to you what you do, but you're more worried about it than you need to be. Just trust. Here's like God, and then this is a very Christian deck. I think this is meant to be Christ or Jesus behind, and then here you are. But it does not matter what you believe. It's like this. There, you have a supportive network of your guides behind you. Like, here's an archangel. Here's your main guide. Also, maybe your main guide, and here you are. It'll be okay. I think your guides are just trying to tell you it'll be okay. But that seems to be what's going on. You guys have the right to have fun and create things that you're proud of and share it with others and share it with your community. And some of you are just afraid to be a part of something that's a little bit bigger than yourself, because this is friends and colleagues. There's other cards in this deck of like a person on a stage or accepting an award or a bigger thing than this. This seems like something small here that you want to be a part of. You're just afraid. So yeah, that's the download for you. I hope that it resonates with you and I hope it helps you. I got really strong emotions off of it, and your guides just don't want you to be worried about it. They really don't, but they're saying it doesn't matter if you do this or not. It's really up to you. Yeah, so hopefully this helps you. And again, sorry I haven't done the love messages. I dropped 2 different spreads and I was like, this is bloody awful. I'm not delivering this message. Just know that for any of you that are going through some kind of a transition, what I did see is healing and just being pretty haunted by the past. Forgive yourself for your past, Libra, okay? Forgive yourself for the past and just continue to move towards healing energy. Getting into your 5th house and your 3rd house and getting into this lively energy of Gemini will be good for you. I'm almost hearing like you're just going to have, not suck it up, but like, not like suck it up, but like, you can do this. Like, you can do this. Just push through the fear and the anxiety, but it's totally up to you guys. No one will fault you if you decide you just don't want to make this plan or take this action. Yeah. All right, Libra, that's your daily download. I'm always listening to the universe for you. Take care of yourselves. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.